All right, this is Moon in the seventh house in Gemini, or Moon in Gemini, seventh house. And uh, the videos I'm gonna make them shorter but more to the point, and they'll be as in depth. Uh, and if you want to know about the concepts that I go over, like event to energy to event concept, go back in the last video, the Moon in Gemini in the sixth house. It explains the concepts that I'm gonna talk about slower, and it goes more into it in that video. Okay, so here you have Cancer in the eighth house, you got Gemini in the seventh house, and so the decorator is the sign on the house, and here is Cancer. So what you do is you look to see, and you look at Cancer. It naturally rules the fourth house. So everything in the fourth house it brings up and decorates the eighth house with those things, with fourth house things, uh, peace of mind, home and family, just the most inner part of ourselves. Anything and anybody that you feel you have to nourish, protect, or defend. You know, your home front, your culture, tradition. And Gemini is the decorator of the seventh house. Gemini naturally rules the third house. Third house is communication, you know, connecting with someone, or connecting mentally with someone, passing the message and receiving the message between two entities. You know, it's, short distance travel, your efforts, courage. So, event to energy to event. And what happens is the moon turns, event happens when you combine the sign with the house. Now the eighth house is our research, anything that we have that is not on the surface, that we can't see. We have to dig somehow, do some digging, some research. And so yeah, and it's everything that is taboo, anything that is occult, the out. The out is in. That's the saying I have. Anything that people frown on, any customs, any beliefs, any like studies, like astrology could be an occult science. So what happens is, okay, let's do an example. Cancer, eighth house, right? So, and eighth house is also intense. It's complicated area. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's like in your job with children, when they be like, oh, it's complicated, it's hard to explain. That's eighth house. It's some complicated. It's something digging. You got this on top of this going on top of this, on top of that. That's eighth house. So, Cancer coming up here. You say your peace of mind is complicated. Like it's a lot emotional turmoil. It's a lot of, it's not easy to understand. Eighth house is also the house of what happens after two entities come together and agree on something. What happens after that? Whether it's a relationship and a contract, whatever. Seventh house is everything leading up to that. It's the courting, like two coming together and saying, yes, let's make this agreement. Let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's get married. Let's sign this contract. I'll do this part. You do your part. That's seventh house. So everything that I just said, all you got to do is take the moon. Okay, everything that happens in a relationship, in a contract, is turned into a feeling and expressed to other people, expressed to your partner. You might be like, man, you're very expressive emotionally with your partner about what's going on in the relationship. I don't feel good about this, and that, or I feel good about what's going on in our relationship. You do it with that partner because it's coming to and sitting in the seventh house. And if you don't do it with your partner, it's with other people, significant relationships you have with other people. And then, so that's an example. And then So when you so basically be careful. um I want to say be careful not to whatever is going on in your relationships, be careful not to, you can't, I ain't gonna say you can't, but don't let that be the end all be all on how you interact with other people. Just because this is going on in your marriage or your relationship, um you know it'll have an effect on other people. See, 8 to 7, seventh house of other people, how you see other people. Don't let what's going on in your significant relationships be the end all be all as to how you see other people. Just because this is going on in your relationship, or you see this is how other people are. Watch out for that, because that can happen right here. It'll influence how you see other people, how you interact with other people, but don't let that be the end all be all. Also, whatever's going on in your relationships, don't that dictate how you feel about you, how, your own peace, that own inner child in you. That's also the moon. Moon is the nurturing mother and a vulnerable child in us. And so it's in the seventh house of other people. So whatever's going on in your significant relationships, the complicatedness of it, whatever is going on, the intensity, everything that's going on there, you still belong. You still, just because of that's going on, it doesn't mean that, oh, well, shit, what about my feelings? I got to express myself. I don't feel good, or I don't feel this or that because of what's going on in my relationships. All right, don't take it too far. All right, you belong, you are at home, and only share your emotions. Share what's going on in your significant relationships with people that you feel that make you feel at home. You want to have a diverse group of people, because Moon is in Gemini. Gemini is a sign of diversity and communication. People who are communicative in different ways, or a diverse group of significant relationships that you feel at home with those people. Like you feel like those people are family, and you could be your innermost self with those people in different kinds of ways. That way you can get these different emotions out. You can't share your feelings and what's going on in your relationship with everybody, because you don't want to get hurt. See, this is emotional intelligence. That way you don't get hurt. Can't share your shit with everybody, what's going on in relationship with everybody. So watch out for that. And then, like your mother, the mother, like when you was coming up with your mother, this is how your mind was formed. This is how your moon was formed. Like you was like right front row when it came to her relationships. And that's how you perceive descendant, right? Is everything goes through descendant. You perceive things, okay, relationships is where I share emotions. Because when you were coming up, when you were with your mother, when you were under her care, that's the moon. That's the nurturing mother I'm talking about. And it's your actual mother. When you were under her care, when your moon was forming, so your mind is wide open at that time. It needs an identity. It needs a moon. You need a moon, right? And you got it from watching your mother interact with, emotionally with other people, and with her significant relationships. Like you will see her doing this. You see her talking to her best friends, or just talking to other people about what's going on deep within, or deep, what's going on with her relationships, or with some contract or some deal that she made, some agreement that she made. You will see her, spilling out her emotions with other people. These different significant, different, a diverse group of other people. You would see her doing this, like, okay, this is what it's about. This is how you get the emotions out. That's the ascendant acting right there. This is how you perceiving how to express emotions and what themes and people are involved in that. So that's how your moon was formed. That's around the themes that was formed. So again, watch out for, attaching yourself, attaching that, that that vulnerable child to whatever is going on, in your deep life, your life that nobody else sees, right? Your marriage, your relationship, because again, eighth house is what happens after you guys have come to an agreement and said, okay, we are boyfriend and girlfriend, we're married, I'm going to sign this contract. Whatever goes on there, don't attach yourself too much to the way, like, you don't know the difference between your own emotions and what's going on in your relationship. That way you don't get hurt. Peace.